All right. Don't slurp it on audio, will you?
I'll slurp as much as I want. Our listeners like our slurping. Oh.
So, what I thought...
Does that...
Go on.
Can you use that just as a fan? I've been telling everyone this week.
Probably.
I think you can. I've been telling people this week,
Use your fans.
People are saying, oh, can't get a fan anywhere. Now, having said that, I've been looking for some bigger fans. Like, the floor standing,
I've
like
got
gym type fans.
air movers.
I want some of them. But Screwfix, where I was going to buy them from, were out. And then looking on Amazon, they look all right. Out of stock.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's because we've had a bit of an heat wave, haven't we?
I have two 18-inch air mover ones.
But what I'll do is I'll pick them up when it's cold again because they'll be cheaper. But in the meantime, I got a couple of space heaters, like the little portable fan heaters,
like that one there.
Like that one at bottom, yeah. And just so to get air moving in kids' room, because particularly attic in my place gets hot.
Stuffy,
yeah. So I've been putting in. And people are saying, why can't we get fans in here? I said, have you got any space heaters? Sorry, have you got any fan heaters? Yeah. Well, why don't you use them? They're fans, but they'll heat. Yeah, but you don't have to switch heater on, do you? They've usually got two switches.
Yeah.
And so
they were good.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they? Yeah.
Better quality than that. They were shit. But they were £6 and they were about 12 quid.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
So all these podcasts, I feel like you've been a bit too comfortable in your half moon chair.
Yeah, I mean that's not good, is it?
And,
Well, to be honest, actually, I was a bit worried today because where my back is, I wondered if I was going to be able to get out of that chair.
Ah, yeah. So I've done you well.
So you've probably done me a favour.
Because you make far too much noise in that chair.
Fair enough.
And hopefully, on that little buffet there, you're not going to be allowed to make noise. Have you got elbow room? You all right there?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. We've what episode are we on?
16.
Episode 16.
That's
yeah,
it.
That's it.
16.
Episode 16 of our Dirty Kimbassa podcast. dirtykimbassa@gmail.com.
Correct.
Bloody hell, I remembered it. It seems like ages since we recorded one as well. We've been a bit...
It's actually been 5 weeks.
Yeah, because we've been... I've been so busy. I know you've been working hard. You've been busy with your little projects as well, haven't you? Oh, you sold me a dog. It's
Enfield. I fucking told you. I told you. I said, put it in window. It looks pretty.
Mate, I tell you right. So, it's been in shop, hasn't it? It's been in shop. Nice, dry and warm. And I think that's half the problem. I think this wouldn't have perhaps happened if it were out in cold. Because if it were out in cold, I'd have been starting it more.
Right.
But because it's inside, I'm inclined to think, oh, it's all right. So, other day, I'm thinking, there's a drip under that, definitely. I've been monitoring this drip for a week.
There's a reason Owners Club call them Royal Oilfield, isn't there?
Yeah. Anyway, so I think it's time to have a look. So I got underneath with a rag and wiped it all. I was like, right, it's leaking from gearbox. So, right, well, I've had gearbox in bits once.
Now, gearbox on that sits mostly to right, doesn't it?
That's right.
Clutches on left, main chain.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, took gearbox off again, took it to bits, put it all back together. Fresh oil in it, make sure everything was tightened up. A nice new phenolic washer on drain plug. Put it all back together. Great, it's not leaking. Well, maybe I should start it up. Oh, mate, fired up second kick. This is in my shop.
Whilst tattooing.
I'd pointed exhaust pipe at front door and opened front door as a nod towards, not gassing myself.
Yeah.
Started second kick, give it some throttle, knock choke off, fantastic. Ba 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 ba. Then it decided to shart all its engine oil out all over the floor. A lot of it. Now, some Enfield boys say, it might be just because you don't use it a lot. It might be just wet sumping. Oil builds up in sump and collects and things. Well, it might be that, but it looked far more catastrophic to me. There's more than a cupful come out. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to do a.
Has this come out of that casing on left side then?
Yeah.
Now, I had it leak there.
Did you?
And it would seal at back at clutch onto its shaft.
The oil seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it pissed out of there.
Yeah, that's what it did. It really pissed out.
I remachined this seal so it's at centre Cause
so you fucked it then.
well, if it's leaking from the same spot, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a
Luckily, clutch comes off quite
so
easy.
it might be. I mean, the problem I've got is I haven't got time to be taking an engine to bits at the moment. So it might be that everything gets drained, like you suggested.
We haven't had time to record a podcast.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the one. It's going to be. I just don't know. I can't see in the foreseeable future me having time to do that job. And then, so I need to rant, right? I know a lot of people who are retired, right? They think I'm retired as well. Retired people
Are you not?
think I'm retired. People actually think I do fuck all. And I've noticed this a lot recently, like, people will call at shop. Oh, I've called for a coffee. Well, alright, have a coffee, but I'm working, things like this, Well, my mum and dad have moved. My brother's moved into what were their house. And they have this neighbour, Barry. And I don't think it matters because he's not going to listen to this podcast. But I'm going to say this. I never liked him. I always thought he were a knob. I thought he were a knob when I were a young teenager. And I still think I'm a knob now. I'm in my 40s,
Consistency.
Yeah, this is it. The guy's about 80 now. Very physically active for an old chap. Plays a bit of golf and goes for walks. Does a lot of gardening. But doesn't do out really grafting. And that's probably why he's so in such good shape. Because he's never really... He's kept active. But he's never done out hard, if you're with me. You know, the kind of stuff that wrecks lads like me and you.
Yeah.
So... He came to me other week and he says, we're having a garden party and I've decided to clear out some conifers. I wondered if you fancied digging these conifers out for me. Meaning for free, because he's a tight cunt as well. And I says, I'm sorry, Barry. I says, I am far too busy. I just will not have the time to do it. Oh, all right, he says, I'll get a gardener to do it. So he's paid a gardener. And last week he calls me as I'm going down to see our Richard and do some bits for him. And he calls me, Anthony, I'm wondering when you're going to come and take all these conifers away. The gardener's dug them up and that. Well, why didn't your gardener take them away? He says, well, I thought you were going to do it. I says, is that what we discussed? He says, well, no, I just assumed you were going to take them for us. This is another thing. I've got a pickup truck, haven't I?
There's your mistake.
You could just put them in the truck and maybe you want them for your wood burner. I said, well, problem is I've got to store all these like 10 trees.
These bright green trees.
We're talking about 2 ton here. We've got to store these trees. I can't burn them. Well, most of it I can't burn anyway. Most of like branches and stuff really. You can't.
Have you seen conifers go up?
They ain't going on wood burn, are they? And even trunks. I've got probably 2 years I've got to sit them there for before they ready to burn. So I've got to, what do you want me to just sit them in my garden or sit them in my living room or something? I don't know. Plus, half of them...
Put them with Enfield in
half of them's roots and muck. Yeah, so that's not going to... And so basically, what he wants me to do is like free tip runs for him.
Yeah.
But he's paid a bloke to do the job.
Yeah.
I just
paid a bloke to do half the job.
So at the moment, it's like, I don't know. It seems to be folk, but I want to rant about old people. At what point does a switch go in your head and something changes and you become dawdling? At what point do you think, I'm retired now, I've got all week to do my shopping, I'll go at dinner time? I've probably ranted about this before. At what point do you think, do you know what? Let's create a massive queue at Tip on a Sunday, even though I don't work Monday to Friday.
A Dodder trigger.
Yeah, there's a switch, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's a gland, the Doddering gland. At what stage in your life does the Doddering gland engage?
Maybe swollen prostates press on it.
Maybe. And to be fair, and I'm going to say this, right? Yeah, old women dodder, but we expect that, right? Men are worse. I think men are worse.
Will we get there?
I think so. The number of old couples you see, and there's a bloke being shouted at. Come on, frame yourself. We ain't got all day. That kind of.
I might be a nightmare though.
You might be.
I've got quite a steady pace. I used to work with a lad called Andrew, who was a Jamaican. And he says, I'm making you an honorary Jamaican. He says, you're so fucking slow.
You're laid back.
Yeah, my dad always used to say if I were any more laid back, my head would touch floor, you know. So I'm an honorary Jamaican, according to Andrew.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of old men, Jeremey Clarkson.
All right, yeah.
I watched that Clarkson's Farm.
I enjoyed it. And I don't like Jeremy Clarkson.
No, he's a bit annoying, but he's quite good.
Do you know what I did like about it, though? You could see him learning.
Yeah.
And it were a humbling experience for him, I thought. And I think...
Yeah, from a life of journalism.
Yeah, you saw a bit of a more human side to him. And I quite liked the programme. I found it quite nice. You know, I did enjoy it. But I do want a tractor. I want to buy a tractor.
Never mind
Not
tractor.
one like his, though. Did you see the size of that?
Lambo.
Yeah.
Never mind tractor. Have you seen his missus?
Yeah.
She's tidy, isn't she?
He's got a lot of money, hasn't he?
And so she. She's minted.
Is she?
She's minted.
She's Irish, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my confusion was, why?
Why what?
Why is she with him? Can he lick his ear or what?
I don't know. Do you know what? I've always said you should never ask why a couple are together. You know, why is Quan with you?
Because I'm stunningly handsome and wealthy.
You know, this is. There's so much you shouldn't ask that because you don't know.
The funny one with Quan, you know, she had, let's call her middle class upbringing in Thailand. She went to Thai's equivalent of Oxford, Cambridge University, you know, and got a good degree. And she was on track to probably be making 50 grand a year in Thailand, career-wise.
And then she met you.
And then she came to Britain, and about a year in, she went, God, I never wanted for out till I met you. I've never had to bloody economise, you know?
Do you know what, actually, I think my mother and father were in a bit of a similar situation. I mean, my granddad ran a haulage company, and, you know, so he was self-employed, he had a business. And they were slightly better off than my father, who were dirt poor. You know, my father's dad ran off when he were a little boy and left them all. And so my grandma had 3 kids. There were a teenage pregnancy with my dad's older sister, and a little lad was born who got put up for adoption because they couldn't afford to feed another mouth. You know, we're going pre-benefits and things.
Yeah.
You know, I think NHS had just come in, but there weren't any like welfare state and stuff like there is now. You know, and times were quite hard. My dad grew up really, really poor. Now, both my mum and dad went to grammar school in Sorby Bridge.
So where did you go wrong?
Well, there weren't grammar schools. Whether Margaret Thatcher had...
They're still there.
Yeah, but it's not grammar school anymore, is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Not in Sorby Bridge.
That one's not. Crossleaf and
yeah,
North Halifax High
there's
are still
Crossleaf,
grammar
yeah.
school.
So, but I mean, like Brooksbank or Ellen Grammar School.
It was,
You know, and not in our time it wasn't,
No.
were it? No. They were comprehensives, don't they? They called them then.
Yeah.
Now they're all academies.
Did that change with GCSEs, maybe? Comprehensives.
Yeah, probably towards end of O levels, I think, you know, sort of thing. My mum were always very scholarly, very bright, well behaved, you know. Might well have gone to university, but she met my father. Who want a bad lad, want a particularly good lad either.
You weren't going to be a doctor.
Yeah, you know, I think that's kind of what happened. You know, I did see a meme. I like a good meme these days. At first, I thought they were called memes.
Mimi. Okay.
But kids had to point it out to me.
Magic-y.
But I do like a good meme. And it had a picture of this like family, and kid had dropped his ice cream on the floor. And caption were, I'm just saying, Dorothy, it's simple hand-eye coordination. I think we can probably rule out neurosurgeon as a job. Go on.
Which reminded me, other one Quan says to me, when she left Thailand to come and do her master's degree at Nottingham, as she left, her dad said, don't be coming home with any foreign husband.
That's you.
Yeah. So 18 months later down the line, they're staying at our house, and I think we were out in York, and she says to him, do you remember saying, don't come over for an husband?
I bet he right likes you, doesn't he?
And he says, yeah. And she went, and he went, and if I say I'm not happy, you're going to leave him? And she went, yeah, fair point. But no, we get on spot on. He's a good lad. Tell you what it was, the fear of Brits on the piss, because we've got a shit reputation abroad.
Yeah, but to be fair, mate, we are both British, and that kind of thing disgusts me.
Yeah.
You know, it does.
But that's the view foreigners
have
of us.
It is.
Yeah.
I actually once got a beating from Spanish police.
Just for being British.
Well, there'd been some bother football related with some Brits overseas, and unfortunately,
tired with saying brushes, am I?
I were on holiday. I were a young lad. I had short hair. You know, I looked like one of them.
Right.
I wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
You know, but
shit happens.
Yeah.
See how shit reputation. Right, come on. Coming back to finish my point.
Oh, go on. You're on about Clarkson and his
Clarkson's missus. His fit missus. She's about 8'9".
I'll be honest, mate. I don't think she's that fit.
Yeah.
Nah.
I would.
Would you? I wouldn't.
However, did you watch him shearing sheep?
I did, yeah.
Did you see that last shearing sheep?
I don't recollect.
She could fucking shear me. The way she manhandled that sheep.
To be fair, you hairy bastard, she'd need bigger cutters. No,
I think I had a bit of a moment watching it.
I think what you consider porn and what I consider porn are very different things. But, you know, I don't think we need to dwell on this. You know, I'd like some sheep. I'd quite like a couple of little sheep, maybe. And I used to keep chickens, as I think I mentioned before. I don't think I could be a farmer.
Hard work.
Do you know what? In that, I don't think I've got that skill set as such. You know, it'd be a very steep learning curve. I mean, and I've got a background in a rural area where I do know something. Whereas when you watch Clarkson's farm, he knows nothing.
No.
You know, I mean, like ploughing field and things. He made a right mess up of it and things like that. Now, in our area, we haven't really got arable farming around here.
Mostly
dairy and sheep, isn't it? You know, so but even so, I mean, I found chickens. I kept the biggest my little flock was 14, which is a lot in a yard.
Dozen eggs a day, though.
Yeah, well yeah, more eggs than I could eat. I was giving eggs away all the time. You know, I didn't do it for profit, but I loved them little birds. You know, and you don't realise it, but they've all got different characters when you get to know them. You know, now, obviously, when you're farming and you've got 10,000 chickens, that's a different
just
thing.
Product.
Yeah. But when you've got a dozen or so, it's
get to know each
you do,
one,
and there were one in particular. She were a rescued battery hen, and she came and she had no feathers.
At all?
Well, yeah, because she'd been a battery hen, they peck them out of boredom, other hens peck them out, you know, things like that. We called her Valerie, after one of my aunts, and she were my little mate, and it were sad that when she died, she got all, like, bloated and ill, and she were dying, you know, and things, and I had to put her out of her misery. And it's an hard thing to do, mate. You know, it is. I mean, this were
I've done it and I didn't like it.
Yeah, this were a little chicken that would come and, if I were digging in garden, she'd come and perch herself on my boot, looking for worms.
Inspecting, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, bloody hell, I nearly had your head off. You know, and she'd darted in and things like that. Or if I was sat in deck chair reading a book, she'd come and sit on my knee.
Nice.
You know, she were, and the feathers all grew back, and she were a lovely. Lovely little creature, really, and I got attached to all of them. You know, I don't have that cruelty in me.
No, it's hard to finish them off, isn't it? But it's for greater good. But
it is hard. Even when you know you're doing the right thing and it's for the best, it is hard. And I had to do that with a few of them over a couple of years. I kept chickens. You know,
they don't live forever, do they?
Well, again, I mean, battery hens don't live as long as. You know, a fresh one.
Proper healthy
ones. If you buy, if you have one from a chick, you might get 8 years out of it. A battery hen, their lives are shortened significantly. I mean, you rescue this is what kind of upsets me with it, because I won't eat battery eggs.
No.
I won't buy them, I won't eat them. And what it is with the process, that bird is still a young bird and it's going for dog food or whatever. And it's still got lots of laying. But what happens is they have like a peak. So the like commercial hybrid laying hens will lay 300 eggs a year.
Yeah.
Possibly more. An egg a day. After 18 months old, it drops off. They might only lay 250 eggs a year, right? Well, I don't eat 250 eggs a year. So,
but for a farming point of view, that's not efficient.
Well, that's it, down to efficiency, so they go for dog food. But the other thing is, with the whole process and it's the callousness about it. Now, you know farmers, I know farmers. Some are nice, some are arseholes, right? I've seen a farmer, I won't bloody name him, but going back to when I were a young lad, a poorly cow, right, being dragged out of a field with a tractor by its legs.
Yeah.
Now, any rape man would have shot it before he did that.
Before he dragged it out.
Yeah. And in fact, it were a neighbour went down with shotgun and shot him and played hell with his fucking lad. For being a bloody dickhead.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. And there is a certain element of sort of cruelty goes on because of the slaughter process and things like that. Now, whenever you go to like a KFC, for example, and you open your chicken thigh or whatever it is you've got, and you find bones broken, that's quite common. That's quite common with like battery farming and things like that. Broken bones. Now, all right, it's going to have been a short life, but that creature's lived with a broken bone that's gone untreated and things for possibly several weeks. Things like that. And there's a lot of stuff like that I don't like. And it's one of the things. It's there's a nice aspect to farming, but there's also that back to basics kind of stuff as well that I think we're very lucky that we're all removed from.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Well, when one of my lads was young, he said he was a vegetarian, and I said, well, but you sat there eating chicken as you're saying it, and he went, I didn't kill it.
Which one were this?
Tarquin.
Oh, heck.
Which I've now, because that's not his actual name. You just reminded me of memes. I saw a good one. It said, what's it called when you fancy any gender but none of them fancy you?
Go on.
By yourself.
That's us.
So that were quite good. And I also got a Facebook warning.
Again?
Right. For a Facebook page that Facebook shut down about 5 years ago.
With your page?
Yeah.
What are you about?
That I don't have access to.
Right.
That doesn't exist online. You can't find it. Right. Was a picture of a woman in a bikini, basically. Nothing that you wouldn't see on a beach. Facebook terrorist warning.
What?
What? Exactly.
What is that?
Oh, do you know?
Well, do you know what? I have a mate down in Weston-super-Mare. Another motorcyclist called Ferret.
Right.
That's his name. Ferret. Every now and then, I get a, good morning, Tony. And I reply, good morning, Ferret.
Have you abused him?
Right? Every time I write, good morning, Ferret, this goes against our community standards on bullying and harassment. It's the lad's name. Admittedly, I don't think it's his given name.
Right.
But it's the name he uses. So, I don't know, mate. I've stopped caring. I don't even care about the fact that I've got a business page on it anymore. I'll live without it.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em. I have a little story here from a train driver.
Another one.
You like that?
Half of our listeners are train drivers, aren't they?
Speaking of which, I had a bit of an analysis. I reckon, now hold on to your seat here, I think we've 35 regular listeners.
Have we? Oh, that's good.
Because we get So within a release of the episode,
Okay.
we get a regular listening of about 45, and then people listen to back episodes and stuff. But
Right, okay.
so we're actually sat here talking to 35 regulars.
Oh, I'm going all shy now. So
That's-
go on, what's this train driver? Is he
So-
called Dave?
We'll call him Dave.
It's a lot of Daves work for Northern Rail, isn't there?
We'll call him Dave. Now, we used to run a service, this is going back a few years, and it went from Leeds round to Bradford, Halifax, Huddersfield, to Wakefield, into Sidings, and then it did the same thing back in reverse. So it were what were essentially about a 6-minute journey, Leeds to Wakefield, took about 2.5 hours. You know, it went round houses. And Dave had done that journey, rolled into Sidings. He sat there about 10-15 minutes. You come back into Wakefield and begin it all in reverse. And this horrible scroty cunt comes to the window.
Horrible.
Not being judgmental, but he were white trash. And I don't want to offend white trash. Now, let me put that another way. I do want to offend white trash. This lad says to him, "Does this fucking train go to Leeds or what?"
Really?
And Dave went, "Yes, mate." Instead of saying, "Just pop over to the other platform, you'll be in Leeds in 6 minutes." 2.5 hours later, fuck you. You know?
I think that's ace, that.
It would be beautiful.
I think
yeah.
that, yeah.
But I see, I probably wouldn't have responded fast enough in my brain. I'd have
No,
just
I
gone,
wouldn't
oh, bollocks, I should have
Yeah.
told him to go on. You know? So, yeah, that were a nice one.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Now, we've got a bit of critique.
Oh, to be fair, we've got a complaint.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Right. First of all, I'm not sure she's in her right mind, but this comes from my youngest daughter,
Squimley Kong.
Squemley Kong. I was listening to one of our podcasts following your edit.
Right, yeah.
Following your
The
edit.
pre-release version.
So
right.
I was just proof listening to
Yeah.
it.
Of which you didn't bother replying to. Well done.
Yeah, well, it was because you were all right.
Right, okay.
And note to say.
Okay.
So say note. Squemley Kong. Don't know why you're listening to that, Dad. It's boring. Oh, hang on a minute. It's you, innit? Yeah. Right. Who's the other one? It's Ben. He's the funny one.
Good girl. I like Squim. Well done.
So, yeah. So go on, we've got a critique.
A critique.
Is it an anonymous one?
He's actually called Dave,
Is it? Right, okay.
and you know him.
I'll go it. Right, okay.
Because before he retired, he was a fella that used to come round Elland and do litter picking and what have you, ex-army fella.
I know what you mean.
You know exactly
I
what I mean.
know, Dave. Go on.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure he knows who you are.
He probably
name to
don't.
face. No, he probably
don't,
won't
no.
realise. So I haven't told him.
Yeah.
But he listened to episode, last one.
All right, okay.
Hang on, let's look at numbers. 15 it was.
Right, 15.
Did we say 16 at the beginning of this
I think
one?
we did, yeah.
Okay. It didn't really start this one, did it?
It just kind of meandered, didn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Anyway, so Dave listened to 15. It's coming on a treat, Ben. Think you should remind your Oppo he's trying too hard with his old Yorkshire accent. Not intended as a put down.
I'm trying too hard.
Trying too hard.
Trying too hard.
Yeah.
That's how I talk.
So I didn't say out to him. I was alright, cheers, yeah, thanks. I thought I'd just tell you and record it as I tell you. So, yeah.
I'm quite shocked. All right.
Is it because I'm so posh
I think that
that I make you sound more Yorkshire?
I'm very sorry, David. I shall endeavour to do better.
So yeah, he's you remember Dave's ex-army.
Yeah.
Retired now.
Yeah.
He was an old Ripenden driver. That's how I met Dave.
That's how you knew him.
Yeah.
Got out of the rat race. He were quite, if I recollect from talking to him as a young lad, quite a smart man, educated.
Yeah, I think he went to grammar school.
Yeah.
Actually. He used to, if you farted in cab, he used to jump out at cab shouting "gas, gas, gas." Yeah. Yeah, he'd stop truck especially to do it like middle of the road and just dive out. Cast your mind back. We did a little article on whether you sit down to wipe your ass or you stand up to wipe your ass. Do you remember that? Yeah. I'm thinking of converting
To standing up.
to standing up.
Why?
So it was a bit of an incident.
Oh. But when you stand up, your bum cheeks come together.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just touch my toes. I don't know. Anyway, this incident, right, stems back to changing a toilet seat. Right. Because we had a nice wooden oak toilet seat. But it were getting on a bit, and brass fittings and all that were just starting to degrade.
Become
as they do
pitted.
Yeah.
And blue. Verdigris.
So...
Dave will like that one. Verdigris. Bit of French. You can't see that. I keep forgetting this isn't television, is
No.
it? I'm sticking 2 fingers up at the microphone here like some kind of knob.
So we changed toilet seat. Well, I was forced into change. It was one of those woman things, you know, right? She comes home from Lidldy with a $2 toilet seat, basically. This plastic, flimsy, shite toilet seat. You know.
I need to rant about toilet seats.
And then we got a bit of a... You will.
Yeah.
Henpecking, you know. So, right, okay. So I took this nice wooden seat.
Are they a pain in the ass to take on and off?
Yeah.
Like, they're always against a wall, aren't they? Upside down.
And there lies part of the problem of my conversion. So, took it off, yeah, plastic one on, yeah, it's fucking off, it's not comfy at all. A few months later, it's starting to move. You know, it's come
That's the problem.
Yeah. So, as you should, I'm sat down to wipe my ass. Toilet seat slips sideways on seat.
Yeah.
And traps my edge of my nadsack
between
seat and fucking toilet. Oh my God.
It could have been me.
Oh my God. It hurt that much that I couldn't scream.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
I just sort of, I'm leaned over with bog roll to my backside, just go...
Trying to untrap it.
Trying to untrap it, but you
sat on it.
You sat on your own nadsack, crushing it. Oh my fucking God. I'm converting to standing.
Well, I'm going to tell you something now. It's pissed me off for a while now. I've been in my place 8 years.
Right.
In 8 years, I've fitted 5 toilet seats.
That's a lot.
Now, I have got 2 toilets.
Posh.
Right. One of them's had 1 replacement. It's had 2 replacements, and the others had 3 replacements. Now, the downstairs toilet, right, is the one that customers use in the shop. So they come through, they can use it. I don't like letting customers use things, because anybody who runs a business here realises that the only guy that gives a fuck is the guy that owns the business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just the nature of the way things go. So, eventually, what happened to the toilet seat? The fittings wore, you know. I think it had been... This lasted quite a long time because it were old.
Right.
Right? And I do think old ones are better.
Mm.
So I replaced it with a very, very modern, plastic, white, soft clothes, slow clothes.
Yeah.
It lasted a day.
Whole day?
Before window cleaner... Can I use your toilet? Oh, your thing didn't come down so quick, so I put my foot on it and it snapped. It just goes down on its own. It's designed to stop you trapping your knapsack. Fuck me. I was so annoyed. You know, because they are easy. The access to the side of it to get them little plastic things twisted up. Because I'm a big lad. It wasn't easy.
No.
You know. You know what we like. We're at that age where bits of us creak and groan, and you know it's not easy. You know,
somebody needs to make a better design.
Well, this is it. And upstairs now, what I did, in fairness to the window cleaner, he came round following day with an old toilet seat, an old black plastic rubberized Baker-like type thing. You know, like they used to have in schools.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, it's pretty good. Is that one?
It's still there.
It don't move. It's secure. It's quite a good, well designed. Now, I think I'd estimate this one's from about the 1960s or something like that. Possibly older.
Old is good.
If they could do that then, why can't they do it now?
Price.
It is price, but also it's been like we've had indoor plumbing now for around about 100 years, haven't we? Okay. You'd think they'd at least come up with a system. I mean, First of all, they provide, like, what is it? What would you say? A 6 to 8 millimetre bit of threaded bar that goes through the holes. But the holes in the toilet are maybe, 12 to 15 millimetre?
Yeah. But there's room to align your seat there, isn't there?
Well, yeah, but why not
Standardise.
Why not bloody standardise? This is what pisses me off. This is if anything needed standardising, it's toilet seats, because we've all done it. We've recreated a scene from Apocalypse Now in our bathroom because of some slarty ass toilet designer.
My little incident drew blood.
They're trying to make toilets look space age, like something Captain Kirk could sit on, right? I don't care. I just want to.
I've sussed it. People that stand to wipe their ass have designed these.
They know better.
They started fucking wrong by standing, and then didn't design a proper seat because they're not experienced.
And to be fair, I mean, realistically, I wouldn't like to guess what I weigh now. I've not weighed myself in years. But I think I'm lighter than I used to be. At fighting weight, I was 17.5 stone.
Was this boxing or sumo?
Boxing.
Right.
Yeah. Now I'm nowhere near that. I'm scrawny now in comparison. Well, apart from round middle. But
I think you might be about 17, I reckon.
I don't know. I wouldn't like to say.
I'll take a guess.
I wouldn't like to say. Now, foreseeably, men get fat as they get older.
Often.
Women too. I could see me being heavier in 10 years, unless I make some serious lifestyle changes. Right? That's a lot of weight to sit on cheap plastic, isn't it? So I've ordered new toilet seats from Amazon now, because I've had a similar incident this
Wooden
week.
ones.
This bolt snapped on one of them this week.
Right.
And that will be one of the kids using it, and they weigh note. So, God knows.
Did you kick it down for soft clothes?
I don't. Well, this one isn't even soft clothes. I'm going on to upstairs one now.
Right.
With posh room.
Posh room.
Right. And that toilet seat that I put on there, that wasn't cheap. That wasn't a cheap one. It were a posh one. So it's pointless. But yeah, toilet seat manufacturers. What do they call it? Armitage Shanks. Are they still going?
I don't know. There's Thomas Crapper.
Well, I don't think they're still going, are they? But
I saw a sign in Hebden Bridge. There's people walking around with no fucking shoes on the other day. Honest.
Doesn't surprise me.
Street.
It doesn't surprise me.
And there was a guy in what could only be described as a velvet dress.
And then you come out, that sign on the way out just sums out, that was so Hebden Bridge.
Yeah.
I hate Hebden Bridge, mate. I do, I hate it.
He had a beard down to where his boobs should have been in this dress. And I suppose at least he had shoes on. I've
just seen something.
Tony
is that a unicycle?
It's a trailer.
Oh,
It's a child's trailer because it's stood on end.
Ah, right. I thought, have you got a new hobby? But no.
My mate had a unicycle.
Now I'm going to say this here, right? You're right.
He nearly killed himself.
Trailers behind your bike. Were you kidding them?
Yeah.
Behind your site when you're cycling.
Yeah.
That's so Hebden Bridge.
Is it?
Yeah. Get out of my sight. Get a bike with an engine.
So it's kind of that bar up there. That gooseneck bar there. That one fastens.
Yeah.
It's a shackle under the seat. Can you see under the seat there?
Oh, I do see. Yeah.
This is good.
I did actually. I just caught a glimpse of that and thought, is that a bloody unicycle? And then I thought that seat don't look very comfortable.
Yeah.
And I realised it's actually a towing hitch of some kind.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Good podcast material. This bike observations in a shed they can't see.
That's all right. They don't need to see. I think we're describing it quite well. Right. Anyway, go back. So toilet seats. If you're a toilet seat manufacturer and you're listening,
get in the bin.
Sort your shit out.
Yeah. Sort your shit out.
Yeah.
That's sort my after shit out.
Mm. So how are you nads?
Recovered.
Just.
But it did draw blood. Yeah.
Why are you wearing a boiler suit today anyway?
I've been working in my workshop because I've accumulated somebody else's workshop.
Oh.
And I thought I'll come out here and do a few hours I've accumulated a lot of shite that I need to sort and sell.
I hope you've got underpants on under there.
I've got shorts on, actually.
Oh, that's all right. That's okay.
Shorts.
I just thought I was going to get a. You're like
I know you can see a bit of
hairy chest going on
chest
there.
going on. Yeah, sexy, isn't it?
No,
Right.
no. It's about as sexy as Jeremey Clarkson.
Yeah, but his missus and that sheep shearing woman. Oh,
I don't recollect the sheep shearing. I might have to watch it again.
It was
now.
a bit porn. It was sexy.
I might have to watch it again. But no, anyway, going back, he bought that massive Lamborghini tractor, didn't he? Now, I like tractors. I fancy an old tractor. Not in the way that somebody was in our previous podcast interfering with a tractor.
Yeah. You want to fettle one?
I'd quite like one
as
a project, like maybe an old Ferguson or an old Fordson or a Ford or
one of them little white David Browns.
David Brown, one of them. Do you remember? Did they have one? They did one called the Selector-Matic, and I were out working over Home Firth Way last week and doing some bits of it, and I saw one in this old chat where I got talking to him, and I should have asked him to let me drive it. I reckon he'd have let me, but I didn't. You know, I just thought, you know what? I've talked to him long enough. He's obviously got work to do. I'll not pester him, like, you know. But yeah, nice old chap, and it were in really nice condition as well. And I bet it were probably a 1970s tractor. You know, I would imagine so. So
get it bought.
Do you know what? I just think it'd come in handy. I don't know for what exactly.
Pissing neighbours off. That's what it'd come in handy for.
I don't need
it. It would fit down laid into your yard.
It would get into my yard. I'd have to widen the gate a bit. But a bit of baling twine.
Yeah. I had a little epiphany the other day. I want to widen my gateway to get motorbikes in and out. Because I can just about get my XJ650 in. Right. One handlebar at a time. I have to bring it up to the gate very carefully.
And these, to be fair, these are small bikes.
Yeah, it's not a big bike, you know. And I can get my left hand through my clutch, then lean it back over to left a bit, and I can just squeeze through and get my foot pegs just. And I wouldn't mind something a bit bigger. So I'm thinking, I want to widen that gate. And then our lass says, I want to climb in rows. Now, by softening blow of widening this gate to get a bigger motorbike, I would say, hey love, I'm going to put a big gate in with an arch over it for your rows. So
I have to keep it well pruned.
Yeah. So when I've widened the gate basically for me 2-litre motorbike, I'll put this arch in. Nice big tub for rows to grow from in front of it.
Okay.
And then we'll train it up fence, over arch, prune it away from where I'm going to take my knuckles off with bike handlebars.
Yeah.
Because it'll be thorny.
Yes.
But I've stealth put a widened gateway in then, haven't I?
That's quite a good idea.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Well, mine should be straightforward enough. It's a dry stone wall. I'll just pull it down
with the tractor
and rebuild. No, I'll just pull it down. I'll take it down carefully.
Take it down
and rebuild. Just rebuild the edge.
Yeah.
Rebuild the edge. Maybe put some proper posts in and buy an aluminium gate, which I'll then have to put mesh over to stop my bloody idiot dogs running off.
With baling twine.
Well, possibly a bit of... to be honest, I'm a cable tie fan.
Right.
I am a zip tie fan, I think.
Don't call them zip ties. That's an American
thing. Is it, though?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Don't go there. I'm not having that.
Well, sometimes we have to clarify for our
cable
American
tie.
Listens. They are cable ties. Yeah. I do like them. BDSM ties.
Depends how big they are.
If you like big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up and get it, seller, Ben.
Right, shall we draw a line there?
Yeah, we'll say goodbye. So email in your amusing stories, Dave, to dirtykimbassa@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can send them on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Don't matter. Just
don't worry too much about Facebook. We're kind of off Facebook at the moment.
Another ban.
No, I'm not on a ban at the moment. I thought I must be behaving myself, but I haven't done anything different. Obviously not triggered some weirdo.
Right, so thanks for listening.
If indeed you were.
If at all. Yeah, let's turn this off. Save, but I need to press stop first, don't I? It's still recording me being thick.